Tonight, a lifeline gone.
It's everything. I like to be as independent as possible.
A Kitchener man's wheelchair-accessible van taken from his driveway.
I can't imagine having a vehicle, any vehicle being taken, but especially one that's been totally customized specifically for a person.
The challenges and his call on the community for help. Also, a name change for a local school.
I don't know who decided to spend this much money when students were struggling.
And the costs associated with it.
I, a student, shouldn't have went to a whole FOI process to find out the total cost to rename the school.
Why one student is calling for more transparency. And calling cattle.
It's been in my blood, and it's always been what I wanted to do.
The Mitchell man following in his father's footsteps.
People tell me he sounds pretty much like me.
And his road to claiming the Canadian Livestock Auctioneer Championship title. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here with us. A Waterloo Region man is pleading for the public's help after a specially equipped wheelchair-accessible van was taken from his parents' driveway over the weekend. He says the vehicle, one he spent years searching for, disappeared Saturday, leaving him without a critical lifeline. Let's bring in CTV's Colton Weens live with more on this. Colton, this is a big barrier now for Keenan O'Donoghue.
Yeah, O'Donoghue has used a wheelchair all his life, Leanne, and says this accessible van was his way of getting to work, school, and from his own apartment in Waterloo to his parents' house in Kitchener. He's desperate to get it back or replaced and is hoping someone knows where it went.
We usually keep the van here.
Keenan O'Donoghue says his family's 2015 Toyota Sienna usually sits in his parents' driveway in Kitchener, but on Saturday morning, it was nowhere to be found.
My parents, they arrived back home from a night out, and the van was still intact when they came home, which was around 12:30, and then it was taken.
O'Donoghue filed a police report the next day, and Waterloo Regional Police are now investigating. He says nearby cameras showed some movement around 1 in the morning, but so far he has no idea where the vehicle went.
This is everything to me in terms of being able to go to appointments, do things for school, do things for work. Like, it's been a real big impact.
The vehicle is a wheelchair-accessible van that he purchased from a family friend after a few years of searching, and his family uses it to help him get around.
I have my license with hand controls, and this vehicle was special in the sense that I could get my wheelchair into the driver's seat of the vehicle, which is not particularly common with accessible vehicles.
Since Saturday, the 29-year-old has been doing his schoolwork and job from his parents' home. He's hoping someone has seen it, but he's looking at all options.
It is not easy, and it's going to take some time to find a vehicle for purchase. We're hopeful we get a rental within the next couple weeks or so.
Modifications are definitely not cheap. To fully modify a vehicle for someone like myself would probably be between $25,000 and $50,000 on top of the price of the vehicle. And you can't put it into a used vehicle. It has to be a brand new vehicle.
KW Accessibility's executive director says people with disabilities often have more doctor's appointments and things that come up on short notice out of town, and having a way to get there could save their life.
There's really no value to anyone else, just the person that it was made for.
It's everything. I like to be as independent as possible, have my own job, have my own place, eventually have my own family, so a vehicle is always going to be important to that.
Now, O'Donoghue has been using transit to get around in the meantime, but that only gets him to city limits. He says he's losing confidence in the vehicle being returned, but hopes whoever took it will just bring it back. Leanne.
Certainly, Colton. Okay, thanks for that. CTV's Colton Weens joining us live this hour. We're learning more about a shooting early Wednesday morning in Waterloo that seriously injured an employee of an armored vehicle company. The union representing the workers of Garda World is speaking out, saying the 40-year-old employee was shot, but confirmed he was out of surgery and in stable condition as of this morning. Police called it a targeted robbery involving at least 4 suspects. The union says its members are shocked and angry over what happened. There are plans in the works to reopen the shuttered Brantford jail. The Ministry of the Solicitor General held a press conference today discussing the province's plans to add more than 2,500 jail beds in the next decade. The plan also includes opening 2 closed jails in Brantford and Walkerton. The Solicitor General says they are currently conducting feasibility studies. MPP Will Bauma says the plan is to have it reopened by 2028. The jail closed in 2017, and Bauma says it was a big blow for the community.
Prison transfers waiting for court hearings had to sit in vans until they could be seen instead of being held in holding cells at the jail. And then also for people who were serving 2 years less a day, they couldn't be housed here and they went off to a bigger prison where there was more overcrowding. So I'm quite excited for the community. And the province needs more prison capacity. And by being able to refurbish the Brantford jail, we can do so at a reasonable cost.
Bauma says specific details on the reopening have not been released, but adds that more information will be coming soon. A Waterloo High School student is raising questions about a school board's financial priorities after learning how much was spent to rename a school. He discovered through a Freedom of Information request that the renaming of Sir John A. Macdonald Secondary School cost more than $175,000. CTV's Krista Simpson reports.
In June 2021, trustees at the Waterloo Region District School Board voted to rename 3 schools, including the one in Waterloo, named after Sir John A. Macdonald, due to the first Prime Minister's role in creating the residential school system. The decision described as in line with a commitment to truth and reconciliation. In 2022, the school became Laurel Heights Secondary School. This spring, current student Ishan Acharya decided to file a Freedom of Information request after he says no one could tell him how much the name change cost. Acharya expected it would be a large sum, given it's a secondary school with room for about 1,700 students. Still, he was shocked when the itemized breakdown totaled $195,105.86. Net cost $176,466.50 after factoring in an HST rebate.
It appalled me. I don't know who decided to spend this much money when students were struggling.
The Freedom of Information request outlines a breakdown of expenses. The majority of the items listed, sports equipment and uniforms.
I don't think there's any improvement to the actual school. It was just buying stuff that already existed or just replacing stuff that was already there.
In a statement to CTV News, the board's Director of Education says the decision to rename the school followed extensive engagement with students, parents, families, caregivers, staff, Indigenous communities, and the broader community. We heard clearly from many members of the community that the previous name did not reflect the inclusive and welcoming learning environments we strive to create for all students. As for the $176,000 price tag, those costs were anticipated as part of the process, and the board understood that implementing these changes would require the investment. But Acharya questions how taxpayer dollars are being spent and what's being prioritized, saying there are students who don't eat lunch because they can't afford it. He also points to the closure of Elizabeth Ziegler Public School in Waterloo due to structural concerns as another example.
I believe everybody wants all of our peers to be in a safe learning environment where they feel welcome, especially our Indigenous students. But spending $200,000 to rename a school is just, I don't think it was needed at all. That money could have been spent in a lot of other places.
Acharya is speaking out, saying there are lessons to be learned when it comes to decision making in the future.
When you're making decisions for students, always consider how many students are you helping And are these critical services or changes that will actually help students?
He'd also like to see more transparency.
A student shouldn't have went through a whole FOI process to find out the total cost to rename the school. It should have been open and transparent to the public.
Last year, the Ontario government updated the Education Act to require approval from the Minister of Education before a school is named or its name is changed. Krista Simpson, CTV News, Waterloo.
The Premier is continuing to face fallout over his government's flip-flop on a recent private jet purchase. Documents show Ontario taxpayers are on the hook for nearly $200,000 in connection with the plane. Here's CTV's Siobhan Morris.
It's the big buy that just keeps hovering over Queen's Park.
For months, this Premier was putting his hands in the pockets of the people of Ontario.
Newly released documents from the Premier's office show the government put a down payment on a $30 million jet in January. We didn't find out about the purchase until mid-April. The public anger was loud.
I believe it was the right decision, but if people don't want it, we aren't going to do it.
Doug Ford turned that jet around.
We gave it back to Bombardier, the exact same price. No one lost anything.
Though there were questions about whether there was more in the details.
Anything that is extra, or maybe there's nothing extra, we'll make it transparent.
We now know there were extra costs, more than $139,000 for aircraft maintenance, inspection, and training, another $33,000 for legal services, and $18,000 for acquisition support. The extra cash totaling nearly $191,000.
So I want to ask the Premier to stand up and tell us, will you pay the people of Ontario back for your midlife crisis gravy plane?
The Premier away from Queen's Park at a pair of events reporters weren't invited to. The Minister of Economic Development spoke for him.
The Premier has made his comments on the jet. We're really focused on the economy.
No direct answer from government officials about whether a payback is coming.
No taxpayer should be on the hook for the Premier's private luxury jet, especially when he's been misleading us for weeks now that there would be no cost to the taxpayer.
The expense, a drop in the bucket in Ontario's $244 billion budget. But the interim Liberal leader says it's telling.
It's a Premier who's tired and lost his way because he doesn't understand the reality of everyday life in Ontario.
And that was CTV's Siobhan Morris reporting. Okay, a little bit cool out there in Waterloo Region today. Let's head over to CTV's Ashley Bacon live in studio with a check on the forecast. Ash, it felt like March, honestly.
I warned you yesterday, Leanne, that this was going to be a sort of a repeat day. But the good news is we didn't have as much rain. But yes, it was definitely a colder day out there than we would like to see this late in May. The good news is after today, things are starting to warm up. But first, let's take a look at our radar. Not too much going on. We still will see a couple of spotting showers throughout the next few hours, but things are already starting to clear out. And by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, the sun will be shining. So great news there. Right now, though, in Waterloo Region, 12 degrees and north by northwest wind at 26 kilometers an hour. So it is a bit windy out there. You're going to need a jacket tonight. Temperatures dipping down to around 2. But those details, as well as your full weather forecast, Leanne, coming up a little later in the show.
Okay, Ash, thanks very much. Fresh off sweeping the Barrie Colts, OHL champions, the Kitchener Rangers, are headed to the Memorial Cup. But before they do that, the city of Kitchener is hosting a free pep rally to celebrate their historic victory. The rally will take place Tuesday at Carl's Air Square at 5 p.m. Earlier this week, the Rangers won their first OHL championship in 18 years, proudly hoisting the J. Ross Robertson Cup after defeating the Barrie Colts in 4 games. It is the 5th championship title in franchise history, and the city of Kitchener wants to give the Rangers a proper send-off with a big celebration before they head to Kelowna, BC.
It'll be about an hour-and-a-half long event. The Golden Keys are going to get everybody warmed up and so on. The Rangers are going to come, and it'll be an opportunity for us to congratulate the players and also send them off with the support and cheers of an entire city coming out to wish them well.
That young man was incredible.
The Memorial Cup runs from May 21st through to the 31st. The Rangers have their first game on Friday, May 22nd. Okay, exciting stuff. And also plenty of excitement in Hamilton today as the PWHL announced plans to expand to Steeltown. CTV's John Musselman has more on what it means for that city.
This is a really exciting moment for this city and for the game of hockey. Am I right?
The announcement came today at a news conference inside the newly renovated TD Coliseum in downtown Hamilton. This will be the home rink of the city's professional women's hockey team, which will hit the ice next season.
Hamilton's a city of sport, but particularly hockey. Hockey is in our blood, it's in our souls, and now to see these, particularly today, these young women who came to celebrate this expansion of the PWHL here in Hamilton, it's a fantastic day for our city.
No team name or logo yet. That will be announced later. The team colors will be maroon, gold, and cream. It will compete in the PWHL, which now has 11 teams, including Toronto and Ottawa in Ontario. League officials say Hamilton was chosen because it boasts one of the largest areas in the world for girls hockey participation, and many of them attended today's announcement.
I've always dreamed of playing professionally, and when I was a kid there was really no opportunity, and I think that now it's starting. I think it's more realistic for young women.
For all the little girls to see that like their dreams can become possible.
Well, this is going to be really great for Hamilton, and it's a really great opportunity for a lot of girls in the area, and it's just a really great thing to look up to.
16,000 fans showed up to a PWHL game played here in Hamilton in January when the league visited the city. It likely helped cement its selection for expansion.
As we look to add new teams, there's a number of things we need to see, infrastructure, grassroots involvement, economic opportunities, partnership opportunities, fan bases, how engaged they are. So there's a number of things we look for, and Hamilton checked a lot of those boxes.
I think that game really showed that you guys really are just so interested and so ravenous about women's hockey, and they're going to be such a huge success.
League officials say more than 15% of PWHL players come from the Golden Horseshoe area. Average attendance is more than 9,000 per game across the league, and it has grown by 35% over last season. John Musselman, CTV News in Hamilton.
With less than a month to go until the start of the FIFA World Cup, organizers have announced the performers for the first ever halftime show during the final match, and they enlisted some high-profile help for the reveal.
BTS. Wait, who's on the phone, Elmo?
BTS. Elmo, I'm on speed dial.
Hey, Elmo. Hey, Chris. Hey, Cookie. V, RM, Sugar, J-Hope, Jimin, Jungkook, and Jin. Elmo and I were wondering if you guys might want to join us on July 19th.
We'll be there, Chris, for sure.
Thank you so much. Okay.
That was K-pop superstars BTS confirming their plans to perform at halftime as part of a skit with Coldplay's Chris Martin and characters from The Muppets and Sesame Street. Also slated to take the stage at New Jersey Stadium that day are Madonna and Shakira. Shakira's song Die Die is the official song of the 2026 World Cup, with the full track making its debut earlier this afternoon. And still ahead on CTV News, activities for alcohol awareness. Perth County High School students get the opportunity to learn more about the dangers of impaired driving, the goggle simulation, and how it shows the impact.
Well, we've got a cool night ahead before the weekend warm-up begins. Just how high will the mercury get? That and more with your full forecast coming up.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news.
An Amherstburg woman and her daughter are shaken up after a frightening situation this week. An 11-year-old girl and her dog were attacked by two Rottweilers that escaped from a neighbor's backyard. CTV's Sanjay Maru has the details.
A quiet morning walk in Amherstburg took a sudden turn Tuesday morning. a confrontation with a Rottweiler which had escaped from a neighbor's fenced-in yard. Other neighbors and the girl's mom try to help. Minutes later, the Rottweiler returns with a second dog.
I'm trying to kick them and hit them just to get them off. Nothing fazed these dogs, and I used all my power. Like, you see your daughter hurt, you use any power you can, and it wasn't working.
Timestamps on surveillance video show it takes about 80 seconds before the owner of the Rottweilers reaches the scene. Nina DiMaria says she posted the video to social media so other families in the area are aware.
Seeing these dogs coming and attacking people, my thing is for the kids, the awareness for the kids, and also the parents. Like, everybody walks their dogs in this neighborhood.
DiMaria says she, her daughter, and their dog escaped with minor injuries. Amherstburg Mayor Michael Prue says there are penalties for pet owners whose dogs run loose.
A dog running at large can be fined up to $300. A dog that bites an individual or bites another animal, there's other larger fines for that. The bylaw enforcement officer can also, in his or her wisdom, request that the dogs be muzzled at all times when they're outside.
Prue says bylaw enforcement is currently reviewing what happened. Meanwhile, Humane Society Executive Director Lynette Bain says anyone bitten by a dog should seek medical care first, then report it to the health unit so the animal's rabies vaccination status can be checked. But she says prevention starts before a bite ever happens.
You are responsible for your pet. You're responsible to ensure that you have an appropriate enclosure, that they're either tethered or contained in some kind of way on your property. Free roaming dogs are not something that is acceptable in our community.
As for DiMaria, whose dog normally goes out for morning walks with either her or her daughter, she says the incident has her reconsidering that routine, at least for now.
I usually take my dog out around now. He's waiting for me, and I'm not taking him. I'm not. Like, I feel bad. I love him. I'm too scared.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
Perth County students are getting a sobering look at the dangers of impaired driving. They took part in a hands-on activity while wearing drunk and cannabis goggles designed to simulate how alcohol and drugs can impact your body and reaction time behind the wheel. CTV News was there to capture some of the sights and sounds.
I feel like I'm about to fall.
An interactive presentation for students here at Stratford District Secondary School today and tomorrow at Listowel District Secondary School that allows them to learn about how impaired driving impacts their senses and their abilities to drive a motor vehicle.
All right, so you're both going to put those on. When I tried on the glasses, I was not expecting what I actually saw. It was definitely an eye-opener for myself, like to walk with the drunk goggles on and just like see what it's like. I think this is definitely a very important learning aspect for many students our age, because they get to learn about the negative consequences, and it could actually help them with their driving when they actually get their driving license.
So the most important thing is to make sure that you wear your seatbelts, right?
I think it's incredibly important, not only because they're going to be getting their driver's license soon, but they're going to be put into situations where they could be driving with an individual who could have been consuming drugs or alcohol.
For the ball toss, your reaction time is very slowed down, and when you're driving, that can be really dangerous, especially when there's a red light or something. I learned it's not easy to be drunk and drive or being under an influence. It's very dangerous, and it's good to let people be aware of the dangers.
Tinnitus affects nearly 40% of Canadians every year. It's a ringing in the ears that can be debilitating and even life-threatening in rare cases. CTV's Pauline Chan has more on a new device that could help with symptoms.
I first thought that it was my loud refrigerator and didn't realize, in fact, the hissing sound was coming from me, from my ears.
Jim Gray first experienced tinnitus in 2020.
Tinnitus is the perception of sound that is not actually in the environment.
I often couldn't concentrate. It was doing a number on my mental health, and I couldn't sleep at night without taking heavy medication.
It was so bad he feared he might end up taking his own life, like a few severe tinnitus patients he had read about.
I try to manage it through exercise, through diet, through acupuncture, even tried some cognitive therapy, which was helpful, but it didn't attack the underlying problem.
Almost 37% of Canadians have experienced tinnitus within the past year.
Audiologist Maria Simone says tinnitus is often connected with hearing loss due to aging or loud environments. And in the absence of sound, the brain becomes hyperactive in certain regions. Last year, Gray traveled to the U.S. to try a new device called the Linear. It pairs sound from headphones with stimulus from a tongue-tip device.
It's completely changed my life. Within 3 days of trying the Linear, my tinnitus had been reduced by 90%.
Bimodal neuromodulation. Now that's a mouthful, but it basically means that bimodal means that we stimulate two senses at once, and neuromodulation means it makes changes in the brain.
CEO Ross O'Neill says the device has just been approved by Health Canada and is already used across Europe and the US.
The most important thing is that tinnitus patients get into the care of an ENT or audiologist, and then they can decide what is the most appropriate treatment for them.
Right now it costs several $1,000s, but the manufacturers hope the Linear will soon be covered by insurance. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Live look outside this hour from the Guelph Lake Conservation Area. A little bit too chilly to be out there in the water tonight, but hopefully by the Victoria Day long weekend, we'll be able to do so. Ashley will tell us what the forecast looks like for the long weekend coming up. Also ahead, an acceleration in electric vehicle sales and how it's driving a surging trend right across the country. And later, the Big Bavarian Festival is on our minds as ticket sales drop for the 58th annual KW Oktoberfest. Ash is back with a look at the full forecast. Yes. Ashley, I know today was a little bit chilly, but what people are really keeping their eyes on is that May long weekend that's just ahead.
Get your barbecues ready, folks, because we're in for a good one.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear.
It's going to be beautiful, Leanne. And you know, we've had a bit of a cold start to spring, so it's going to be a nice quick switch to almost summer-like conditions after tomorrow. So let's take a look outside at Guelph Lake Conservation Area this hour. Perfect spot for a paddleboard, maybe come Monday when temperatures are soaring. Right now, Leanne, you had the right idea. It's a little too cold for myself as well to be out on that water, but kudos to those who may feel a little brave a little early in the season. But as I said, things are going to start to change tomorrow. Let's start with our future casts, and we can start taking a look at what we're in for. We got a bit of cloud cover right now. Now that's going to continue to clear out through the overnight hours into your Friday. Pretty clear Friday ahead. Now we will have some clouds here and there, of course, but overall we will see mainly sunny conditions, and as I said, temperatures are also expected to be on the rise. Right now, though, across the country, 13 for Prince George and Victoria. A bit of sunshine in there, but a lot of cloud cover as well. On the other side of the Rockies, things cooling off there, 14 in Edmonton. As we push through the prairie provinces, Winnipeg's having a beautiful day, sunny, and 26, 13 for Saskatoon, bit of rain in Regina and Thompson. So a little bit of everything right across the board here. As we move further east towards our nation's capital in Ottawa, 13 degrees and cloud cover. It's raining in Quebec City and Montreal. So it's a little bit all over the place, as I said. On the East Coast, things have cooled off even just in the last hour or so since our 5 o'clock program. St. John's pushed down to 11 degrees with a bit of cloud cover. Corner Brook at 10. So a bit cloudy there as well. Here, though, in southern Ontario, we're sitting at 12 degrees for KW. Down in Windsor, the warmest spot in the region, already starting to feel those summer-like conditions, 18 degrees there. But tonight, things will get cool before they get good. 2 degrees is the expected overnight low, so a little bit lower than seasonal. A northwest wind at 20 kilometers an hour. Tomorrow, however, sunshine is on its way. A high of 19 degrees is expected. Sunny, UV index of 7 or high. So it will be a nice start to that long weekend. Just to remind everyone, we should be around 19 for this time of year, 7 for our overnight low. But by comparison to 1923, when we reached our overnight low record of -2.2, 2 degrees tonight is not too too bad. As we get closer to our 7-day forecast, though, starting with our long weekend here in Waterloo Region, paddleboard ready, barbecue season ready, it's all going to happen. 23 for Saturday, 24 on Sunday, and Monday to cap it all off, sunny and 29 degrees. I love to see it. In Lambton, Kent, Essex, mainly sunny to start your Friday, a high of 21, 26 for Saturday, 27 on Sunday, and then back-to-back 31-degree days. Ooh, that is summer to me. Southern Georgian Bay, not quite as warm, but still very beautiful. 14 for your Friday, 21 on Saturday, 22 on Sunday, and to round out your long weekend, 28 with a slight chance for showers. Not too bad. Okay, let's take a look at today's Weather Watcher picture sent in from William, who snapped this photo from, is it Mono Mill? I'm sorry if I said that wrong, folks. Correct me, send me an email. I'm sure you will. It's a little bit of overcast, a little bit of rain, and a little bit of fog. A pretty good representation around the region today.
Yeah, gorgeous photo. And I bet we're going to get some really good Weather Watcher photos over the May long weekend because, Ash, those temperatures looked absolutely stunning.
I want to see it. Barbecues, get those pools ready. I'm going to get my patio ready this weekend. I'm excited.
Maybe you'll have to bring us your own Weather Watcher photo.
Maybe. We'll have to see.
Thanks, Ash.
Thanks, Leanne.
Honda's decision to park its billion-dollar plan to build an electric vehicle complex in Ontario comes at a time when new EV sales have shifted into overdrive. March saw an increase of almost 75% from a year ago compared to gas-powered car sales, which are down. CTV's Adrian Gabriel looks at why there's a move back to electric vehicles.
An acceleration in electric vehicle sales is driving a surging trend across the country. This new Statistics Canada report has revealed that in March, there were more than 21,000 new zero-emission vehicle sales in Canada, a spike of more than 74% year over year.
They are in high demand. So is there a future for electrified vehicles? I mean, there's a present and a future for electrified vehicles.
And it's all Canadian.
In February, the federal government announced a new 5-year EV incentives program, offering rebates of up to $5,000. Automotive insiders believe it's in part a driving factor.
The surge of gas prices and the return of the federal EV incentives is helping to drive those sales.
Another variable being cited, Canadian consumers becoming more familiar and open to the idea of going green.
We have consumers who have experience, their neighbors have experience with EVs, and they're trusting them.
New EV sales made up more than 12% of all vehicles sold in March, up from just over 6% during the same month last year. While Honda has indefinitely suspended its $15 billion electric vehicle complex in Ontario. In St. Thomas, Ontario, construction of a massive EV gigafactory battery plant is well underway, with production set for next year. Ottawa has also opened the door for 49,000 Chinese-built electric vehicles to enter the Canadian market. Demand from budget-conscious consumers is expected to be strong.
We're also hearing about exciting hybrids in the pipeline, and the variety of consumer choice is going to be building from all over the world.
One roadblock impeding EV growth, according to those watching the trends, is consumer anxiety over accessibility to functioning charging stations in communities across the country. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Over 24 more people in Canada are being asked to monitor for symptoms of hantavirus following that outbreak on a cruise ship.
We were also notified of an additional 26 travelers who were on the flights but deemed by local European public health as being no risk. Again, in Canada, we're taking a precautionary approach, and we have deemed them to be minimal or low risk as opposed to no risk. The provinces and territories, therefore, are undertaking the work to contact these 26 individuals and provide them with information and monitor them throughout this time.
It's thought all of them were air passengers who shared flights with an infected person, but it's believed they didn't have any close contact. Ontario has asked 7 of the 26 low-risk travelers to isolate. 9 people in Canada have been classified as high-risk contacts, but no one in this country has shown any symptoms. The risk to the general public remains low, and further spread is not expected. Creating more homes in Waterloo Region. Still ahead on CTV News. The investment and announcement made in Waterloo and how it will create sustainable opportunities for people to build their future.
A Day is back on 105.3 Virgin Radio. Listen to Jeff KP and Backstage Ben for your chance to win $5,000 every weekday. 5K a day. Virgin Radio.
The federal government is helping open the doors to 128 new rental homes in Waterloo. The 6-story building on Whistler Road, called Brightwood, features a mix of affordable rental units along with amenities like a fitness room, common space, and ground floor retail. The project was made possible thanks to a $52 million investment through Canada's Apartment Construction Loan Program. Officials marked the grand opening today, calling it an important step towards addressing the need for more housing in Waterloo Region.
All driven by the goal of building more homes and making sure each Canadian has a roof over their heads.
Housing affordability remains one of our top priorities as a community. It's a pressing challenge for us. And we're interested in building complete communities. And I think this is a really wonderful example of a building with a ton of amenities and connectivity.
Another key feature of the building is the parking spaces, which includes 36 indoor spaces and 127 outdoor spots. If you're looking to take the GO train from Kitchener to Toronto or vice versa this long weekend, you may want to plan for some extra travel time. There will be no GO train service on the Kitchener line between Kitchener GO and Union Station starting Saturday through Monday. That's because of some planned construction. Instead, GO buses will replace the regular trips and will include a stop at the Highway 407 bus terminal, giving passengers a chance to hop onto the TTC and head into the city. All right, let's update our top stories with CTV's Alexandra Hollick live in studio with us. Alexandra, a Kitchener man's wheelchair accessible van is still missing tonight.
After he says it was stolen from his parents' driveway over the weekend, Leanne. It's a big barrier for wheelchair user Keenan O'Donoghue, who uses the van to get around the community. Waterloo Regional Police say they're looking into the incident. Meanwhile, O'Donoghue hopes the van will be returned or replaced soon. A Waterloo High School student is raising concerns over school board spending after uncovering just how much it costs to rename a school. After filing a Freedom of Information request, the grade 10 student discovered that the renaming of Sir John A. Macdonald Secondary School cost more than $175,000. He's calling for more financial transparency from the board, while the board's Director of Education says the hefty price tag was always part of the plan.
Okay, and online tonight, Alexandra, our digital team has details about a big win right here in Kitchener.
That's right, Leanne, and it's all thanks to Melvin C's Sunday routine. The 68-year-old retired factory worker from Kitchener is now $1 million richer after winning Lotto 649's Gold Ball draw on April 18th. For more information on the story, you can scan the QR code on the bottom left of your screen to get the story on our CTV News app, or to download the app right now. And you can also visit our website, ctvnewskitchener.ca. Leanne, looks like we need a Sunday routine for ourselves here.
Yeah, no kidding. I was going to say, Melvin's quite the lucky guy there. Absolutely. He's got the Sunday routine down pat.
Exactly.
Okay, Alexandra, thanks.
Thanks.
If you're buying a used vehicle, one of the most important factors to determine its value is how many kilometers are on the odometer. While you hope the number you see is accurate, a new report suggests odometer fraud is on the rise and becoming a huge problem for car buyers. Here's CTV's Pat Foran.
CTV News has done many stories on odometer fraud. Francisco Jardim bought a truck with 187,000 kilometers. Its actual mileage was 455,000.
I feel ripped off.
Dennis Estevez bought a vehicle with 184,000 kilometers. Its true mileage was 320,000.
Clearly, it was rolled back.
A new report from Carfax found last year in Canada it flagged more than 20,000 vehicles with rolled back odometers. They suspect the actual number that's been tampered with is much higher. With new technology, it's easy to do.
You can go to Amazon and spend $200 or $300 and buy a tool to plug into your car
and manipulate the electronic odometer all day long. So that does not protect anyone.
The Ontario Motor Vehicle Industry Council, OMVIC, says its latest report shows more than 2,300 dealers, salespersons, and curbsiders were charged last year, resulting in $1.9 million in fines. About 1,500 cases involved curbsiders, and many of those involved odometer fraud.
They are going to try to make that vehicle look better than it is, and they're going to want to sell it for more.
The good news is that it's not just an odometer that records a vehicle's mileage. Most cars now come with a black box and several electronic modules that also record how far a car has traveled. A mechanic with a scan tool can find the true mileage fairly easily. To avoid rolled back odometers, purchase a used vehicle information package and a Carfax vehicle history report. Check the seller's ID to make sure they're the lawful owner of the car. Ask for service records and have the vehicle checked by your mechanic. While manufacturers could do more to stop odometer scams, Carfax says criminals are never far behind.
As quickly as the OEMs improve their technology, the hackers are figuring it out.
Calling cattle, still ahead on CTV News. We meet the Mitchell man following in his father's footsteps and find out more about his journey to claiming the Canadian Livestock Auctioneer Championship title. Going once, going twice, sold. An auctioneer from the community of Mitchell is celebrating after being crowned the 2026 Canadian Livestock Auctioneer Champion. As CTV's Karis Mapp tells us, the profession runs in his family and now has taken him right across the country.
20. I had 520 now, $30 540, 40.
He's rhythmic and rapid fire.
$570, 600 bill.
This chant won Dave Jacob a national title at the Canadian Livestock Auctioneer Championship in Medicine Hat, Alberta. But the victory didn't come to the Mitchell, Ontario native without passion and practice.
I started auctioneering when I think I started the first time when I was about 12 or 13. And then my parents made me stop because they were afraid I'd become an auctioneer instead of being a student.
515, iron down 20, iron 520 here, and over the bird of 50, over the bird of 20, over the bird of 5.
It's been in my blood, and it's always been what I wanted to do, and thankful to be living my dream, I guess.
That dream was born by following in his father's footsteps.
Once he was big enough to crawl into the truck by himself, he was with me all the time.
Doug Jacob spent roughly 50 years as an auctioneer.
People tell me he sounds pretty much like me.
Near to 3 and 9, so 542.
This was only Jacob's third time competing in the cattle calling competition, and he even impressed himself by earning the national title.
My goal was to make top 10. Did that. When I made the top 10, you want to make top 5. So I did that too, I guess, and came out on top. It was pretty wild, and I'm pretty thankful.
This year's winner of the Canadian Championships is 25 again, Dave Jacob.
It was a very close competition, but Dave came out on top, and he's a very good quality auctioneer. And so for his third time to the national competition, I thought he did exceptionally well.
With 41 auctioneers competing, certain criteria was top of mind for the judges.
Control of your voice and control of your breathing. You have to have product knowledge. You have to know what you're selling and what they're worth on the market that particular day.
A relatively niche profession that Jacob says will always be needed.
Whether it's livestock or a tractor or grandma's teacup here, an auction brings out what the true value of that item is.
And now, his next goal on the horizon. The 40-year-old will be competing at the Calgary Stampede in July for the international installment of the event. Karis Mapp, CTV News, Mitchell.
Very talented. All right, we have more news coming up. First, let's check in with Ashley.
Wow, Leanne, I thought we could talk fast, but good on him. That was good there. Okay, we've got lots to talk about, but of course, the good news of tomorrow and all the warm weather that it's bringing coming up after this break. E-Talk starts your night off at 7, followed by Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. Then at 8, Next Level Chef, Fear Factor, House of Fear at 9, and cap your night off with Celebrity Jeopardy All-Stars at 10.
Tonight, a surge in Canadian electric vehicle sales.
They are in high demand.
What's driving the demand as Honda slams the brakes on a multi-billion-dollar EV plant? Later on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
the music you just can't quit. Home of Bounce Mornings with Angie Hill and Sarge. KW's Bounce 99.5. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
All right, Ash, you've been telling us that this long weekend is going to be beautiful. And I think if you are starting your long weekend early, maybe taking the afternoon off tomorrow, you're in for a treat.
I wouldn't have that luxury. But let's take a look at the wake-up weather board for us folks who have to get up and go to work first thing in the morning. It's going to be a cool start, but by 10 a.m., quickly gaining some momentum in the temperature. So 13 by 10, we're looking at 19 as a daytime high tomorrow. Mainly sunny conditions. And what a way to start your weekend, Leanne.
Yeah, it's perfect. And, you know, we have a nice little barbecue segment we're going to be working on outside tomorrow.
Oh, no. What a tough day for a barbecue tomorrow.
So tough on a Friday of a long weekend. And you know what? It might only be spring, but a lot of us are looking ahead to this year's KW Oktoberfest.
I'm one of them. Tickets went on sale today for the 58th annual Big Bavarian celebration. From Friday, September 25th to Saturday, October 17th, Festhallen venues across the region will welcome people to celebrate Oktoberfest.
Yeah, and downtown Kitchener will transform into Willkommenplatz on Thanksgiving weekend, also featuring Kidtoberfest, Dogtoberfest, Sticks and Steins, and Hockey with Hans. Legendary punk rocker Biff Naked will take the stage October 9th with iconic rock legend Lee Aaron on October 10th. And Oktoberfest Goes Country makes a return on the 11th with details to be announced.
Festhallen tickets are limited and often sell out. You can get yours now on KW Oktoberfest's website.
All right, exciting stuff. Crazy to think that we're already thinking about the fall. We haven't even hit summer yet, but of course, the KW Oktoberfest, always a great time. Fantastic. And of course, those tickets are on sale for the fest halls, but everything downtown is free at Willkommenplatz.
Absolutely. I will be going to see Biff Naked, though. Big fan.
Yeah.
I've been a big fan since the 90s.
Nice. Ashley will be there rocking
Very
out with
excited,
you.
yes.
Good stuff. All right, thanks so much for watching. We'll leave it there. Alexandra Hollick is back at 11:30 tonight with your next local news. Take care. Have a good night.